A complete guide to right to buy. If you're a housing association tenant, you need to watch this. Right to buy is a scheme that allows existing tenants of public sector homes to buy the property that they're renting at a discount below market value. This is a scheme that's had somewhat of a revival over the last few years. The qualifying period to benefit from the right to buy scheme has reduced over the years. Previously, you have to be a tenant in your property for 5 years, however, now that's been reduced to 3 years. The first step of the process will be to complete an application form and return that to your landlords. Then, once the landlord has got back in touch with you and they're giving you an offer, you'll have 12 weeks to complete on the purchase. The 12 weeks, however, can be extended if you do encounter some delays during the process.
The actual percentage discount that you get through the right to buy scheme does depend on what type of property that you are looking to purchase. So for example, if you're looking to buy a house, then they will apply up to 35% discount once you've been in the property for 3 years. If you're looking to purchase a flat, then that discount is actually 50% if you're looking to buy the property after the 3-year period. The longer period that you live in the property, the more discount that gets applied to the right to buy scheme. So for example, if you're looking at buying a house, then you get a further 1% discount for every year. If you live in a flat, then that applies to 2% discount each year.
So can I get a mortgage with my partner? So typically speaking, whoever's named on the right to buy discounted letter can apply for a mortgage. If your partner isn't named on there, one way of getting around that is potentially doing a joint borrower, sole proprietor. So that means that having 2 borrowers, only one person on the title deeds, and that person on the title deed is a person named on the right to buy discounted letter.
So can I get a right to buy mortgage with no deposit? Well, yes. What the lenders look at when they're looking at a right to buy is what the discount is that the council's providing. And as long as that discount is enough, then you don't actually need a deposit for the mortgage because you're just using the discount from the property.
So can I get a mortgage on the right to buy scheme if I've got bad credit? The good news is potentially you can. It may restrict some of the lenders that are available to you in the market. However, a number of lenders that do participate in the right to buy scheme will also take an element of adverse credit. So that could mean missed payments, CCJ, default, as well as a bankruptcy.
So can you get a right to buy mortgage if you're just purely on benefit income? Well, again, the answer to that is yes. There are some lenders that will just accept benefit income when it comes to a mortgage application. There are also some lenders that will accept benefits as part of your mortgage application if you're also in receipt of employed or self-employed income. Those benefits could include things like tax credits, child benefit, carer's allowance, disability living allowance. Those sorts of things are potentially available for you when you're looking at the right to buy mortgage scheme.
If you're an older borrower, there may be a restriction on the age that a lender is permitted to lend to you. So one way to get around this is potentially having somebody else added onto the mortgage application in the form of a joint borrower, sole proprietor application. What lender will potentially do is ignore the eldest person's age and work off the youngest person's age, meaning that you're potentially getting a longer term and cheaper monthly payments. So can I borrow further funding on a right to buy mortgage application? The answer to the question is potentially yes. Funding is normally restricted to home improvements that you're going to make to that property. Typically speaking, a lender will go up to 70% of the market value of the property. What the lender may want to see is actual builder's quote to see what work has actually been done in the property. However, borrowing against a mortgage may prove cheaper than taking out a personal loan or any other form of credit.
Once you've purchased a home through the right to buy scheme, there are some restrictions related to the property. So for example, if you was to sell the property within that 5-year period, you would have to fully repay the discount back to the local authority. So it is advisable when you're going into this type of scheme that you are in a position where you can keep the property for the full 5 years.
So there you go, a complete guide to right to buy. Let's run through it once again. Number 1, it is possible to add your partner onto a mortgage application for a right to buy.
Number 2, you can get a right to buy mortgage with no deposit.
Number 3, it's possible for you to get a right to buy mortgage with bad credit.
4, it is possible to get a right to buy mortgage if you're purely on benefit income.
Number 5, if you are an older borrower, it is possible for you to get a right to buy mortgage.
And 6, it is possible to borrow extra on a right to buy mortgage as long as it's for home improvements.
And number 7, to benefit from the full discount value for the property, you must be residing in the property for 5 years after completion. People are often surprised that you don't need a deposit when you're applying for a mortgage under a right to buy scheme.
Check out these other secrets the banks won't tell you.